This message is for the person who's tired of giving their all to people who give nothing back. For the one who feels drained instead of developed, weighed down instead of lifted up. For the one who's starting to realize, not everyone who's around me is for me. You've been loyal, but it's cost you your focus. You've been available, but it's cost you your peace. You've stayed connected, but it's cost you your clarity. This one's for you. Because today, we're not just talking about building. We're talking about protecting what builds you. Let's talk real. Some of you are growing in the vision, but shrinking in energy. You're making moves, but losing peace. You're stepping into purpose, but constantly having to recover from conversations, arguments, distractions, and doubt. And it's not coming from your environment. It's coming from your relationships. How can I stay focused when I'm surrounded by people who don't believe in me? How can I elevate if everyone around me is comfortable staying the same? You've got people in your life who are more loyal to your past than to your future. People who love the version of you that was easy, silent, small. But now that you're shifting, stretching, becoming, they feel threatened. And let me tell you something hard but necessary. Not every relationship can survive your growth. And that's not a loss. That's alignment. Here's the promise today. You can become who you're called to be without being manipulated by guilt, fear, or pressure. You can build what God put in you without apologizing for having standards. You can cut off what drains you and protect what grows you, and still walk in love, honor, and integrity. This isn't about being cold. It's about being clear. And the moment you get clear on what aligns with your calling, you stop entertaining what keeps you stuck. When you start protecting your energy, your environment, and your emotions, you stop explaining growth to people committed to being offended. You stop lowering your standards to make others feel safe. You stop confusing loyalty with lifelong access. Instead, you find peace in your pace. You multiply momentum. You start attracting people who fuel your fire instead of fighting your fire. And most of all, you finally start to see what life feels like when you're surrounded by builders, not just consumers. Here's what we're about to unpack. How to spot a draining relationship. How to lovingly disconnect without guilt. How to build a circle that aligns with your assignment. How to guard your purpose without becoming cold or isolated. How to reset patterns in relationships you don't want to lose. If you've been battling confusion, resentment, or constant energy crashes, stick with this. This one could change everything. Let's get something straight. Just because someone is in your life doesn't mean they were sent by God. Some people were sent to distract. Some were sent to delay. Some weren't sent at all. They just slid in because you had no boundaries. But we've been friends for years. But they're family. But I don't want to be mean. But what if they change? Listen to me. Longevity doesn't equal alignment. History doesn't equal destiny. You can honor your history without sacrificing your future. And sometimes, the most spiritual thing you can do is disconnect with grace. Because if the connection is costing your clarity, your calling, or your confidence, it's not worth keeping. When you're intentional about growth, but passive about your circle, you create constant internal conflict. Let's be real. You're trying to wake up early, but your friend group parties all night. You're trying to stay disciplined, but you're dating someone who mocks your goals. You're trying to pursue purpose, but your family keeps saying, "Don't get your hopes up." And what happens? You start second-guessing. You start hiding your wins. You start shrinking again just to keep the peace. That's not peace. That's bondage. You weren't made to keep people comfortable. You were made to carry something eternal. And you can't carry what's holy while holding hands with what's toxic. Not every person in your life is dangerous, but every relationship should be discerned. Let's talk signs. 5 types of relationships that drain you. The subtle saboteur. They smile at your wins, but their tone always carries sarcasm. They joke, but they really mean it. The one-sided supporter. You're always clapping for them, but when you share your dream, silence. Or worse, criticism. The identity anchor. They keep reminding you who you used to be. They can't see you as anything more than your past. The competitive friend. They're secretly trying to outdo you. If you win, they feel smaller. The guilt tripper. They make you feel wrong for growing. You've changed. You're different now. Yes, and that's the point. Any of those sound familiar? It's time to stop explaining your light to people committed to staying in the dark. You are not required to carry every relationship into every season. Some people were a part of your story, but they're not a part of your assignment. You've got to be brave enough to ask, does this relationship build what God is building in me? Does this conversation leave me lighter or heavier? Does this person pull me back to old cycles or push me toward my future? Because here's the truth. The right relationship strengthens your values. The wrong one makes you question your vision. The right one helps you grow. The wrong one makes you feel guilty for growing. You've got a mission. You've got purpose on your life. And you don't have time to keep explaining your hunger to people who are satisfied with average. Now, let's be honest, cutting someone off is never easy. But let's be clear, this isn't about revenge. This isn't about drama or proving a point. This is about protecting what God is doing in you. You can let go and still walk in love. You can separate without slandering. You can set boundaries without becoming bitter. Forgiveness is not the same as access. Love doesn't always mean proximity. Peace doesn't always mean permission. You don't need to fight. You don't need to explain. Sometimes the best thing you can say is, I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing alignment. I'm choosing growth. And then walk it out. Let's bring this back to the foundation. Relationships are spiritual. They can either unlock your destiny or delay it. Some of you have stayed connected out of fear. Some out of guilt. Some because you haven't believed you deserved better. But hear this. God is not a God of confusion. God does not send relationships that constantly cause you to question your worth. God does not require you to keep proving yourself just to be accepted. God sends relationships that challenge, sharpen, and call you higher. Not perfect people, but aligned people. People who see your growth and celebrate it. People who speak life over your purpose. People who call you out when you're off, but stay committed to your potential. That's the kind of circle you need. Right now, stop scrolling. If anything in this message hit home, drop this in the comments. I'm protecting what builds me. Say it like you mean it. Like your peace depends on it. Like your future depends on it. Because it does. Hit like if you're committed to building stronger circles. Subscribe if you're walking this 365-day journey with us. And share this with someone who's still stuck in toxic cycles. They might not even know they have permission to walk away. This isn't just content, this is course correction. Here are 5 steps to protect what builds you. 1. Audit your circle. Make a list of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Ask yourself, do they sharpen me? Do they support my purpose? Do they challenge me with love? If the answer is no, it's time to reassess. 2. Have hard conversation. Some people don't even know how they're affecting you. Be honest, be kind, be clear. Don't attack their character. Speak from your values. I'm entering a new season, and I need to protect my peace and focus. That one conversation could reset the whole dynamic or confirm it's time to release it. 3, limit access, not love. You don't have to slam the door shut on everyone. Sometimes just lock it. Be less available. Set boundaries. Say no without explanation. Love doesn't require constant access. 4, pray for discernment. Ask God daily. Show me who's sent to build me and who's sent to distract me. The Holy Spirit will make it clear. But you've got to obey when the answer comes. 5, invest in builders. Don't just disconnect from what drains you. Connect with what fuels you. Join growth-minded communities. Seek mentors who sharpen you. Serve in spaces that stretch your spirit. When you invest in healthy relationships, your entire atmosphere shifts. You've got 2 choices. Keep managing draining relationships because you're afraid of discomfort. Step into alignment and protect what God is building in you. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for approval. Don't wait for a better time. This is the time. This is your season. This is your life. You are not too much. You are not selfish for setting boundaries. You are not unloving for choosing peace. You are focused. You are called. And you are finally ready to build what builds you. Let's go.